the Genesis situation, the digital currency group, that could be one of those things that could bring Bitcoin down to 11K. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that the digital currency group is going down? That would be huge. They are Grayscale and Genesis. So FT.com says crypto broker Genesis owes Winklevoss exchanges customers 900 million. That's very big. I think it's Gemini Earn. I don't think it's the regular Gemini. So New York-based Gemini is trying to recover funds after FTX failure plunged markets into turmoil. So digital asset trading group Genesis and its parent company Digital Currency Group owe customers of the Winklevoss twins, Richard calls them the Winklevi twins, crypto exchange 900 million as the collapse of FTX reverberates across the market. New York crypto exchange Gemini, run by Taylor and Cameron Winklevoss, is trying to recover the funds after Genesis was wrong-footed by last month's failure of Sam Bankman-Fried's FTX crypto group, according to people familiar with the matter. Gemini bids to recover the funds underscored how the crypto lending market, where investors lend out their coins in exchange for a high rate of returns, sits at the center of the industry's credit crunch. Genesis is the main partner of Gemini Earn program, where retail investors lend out their coins in exchange for a fixed stream of returns. Not so fixed, is it, huh? Gemini halted withdrawals from the scheme last month after Genesis said unprecedented market turmoil meant, quote unquote, unprecedented market turmoil meant it did not have the sufficient liquidity to make good on all of its redemption requests. Gemini has now formed a creditor committee to recoup the funds from Genesis and its parent Digital Currency Group. The people said Gemini and Genesis declined to comment. So it says, this is important, it says that Genesis has been scrambling to raise funding and hired investment banking boutique Moelis & Co. to help it explore all possible options, according to people familiar with the situation. Creditor company is in negotiations with both Genesis and Digital Currency Group, the parent group of Genesis, which is run by billionaire Barry Silbert, the people said. DCG was founded in 2015 as one of the biggest investors in the crypto industry. It was valued at $10 billion last year by investors, including Singapore's sovereign wealth fund GIC, Google's venture arm Capital G, and SoftBank, and its subsidiaries included Genesis investment manager Grayscale. So it says Digital Currency Group itself owes money to subsidiary Genesis. These intercompany loans have complicated the picture for creditors. So basically, you had Digital Currency Group needed Genesis needed a bailout because they were short in cash, because of the FTX thing. Just shows that everything's really, intertwined. And then Digital Currency Group didn't have the liquidity to provide it, so they basically gave them an IOU and said, "We will pay it back by this time." They're clearly short on cash. There's a liquidity crunch. And then you have Gemini's coming to Genesis and saying, "Hey, we have customers who deposited funds there, and we want our money back." And Genesis doesn't have money. Digital Currency Group doesn't have any money to bail out Genesis. They're looking for someone to really bail them out. Is that going to happen? I don't know. I mean, the clock is ticking, and people want their money back. I think it's only inevitable if they can't get that money that they're going to go under. And you have to factor in, with these raised interest rates. It's very hard to find money. Money is more scarce. To fight inflation, money has become more scarce. Comes back to a very smart man named Richard Hart. Don't know if you heard of him. Said that not your keys, not your coins. And trying to deposit money into these lending platforms to get a little bit of yield is picking up pennies in front of freight trains. So the clock is ticking here. I know CZ of Binance has created he's made a fund with like $1 billion to bail out these crypto companies, maybe to buy them up, these struggling crypto companies. Maybe he'll throw them a bone for part ownership, for equity in the company. Because if Digital Currency Group goes down, that would be really, really bad. people are, speculating that if it goes down, then Grayscale would maybe have to liquidate its Bitcoin on the open market to pay back depositors. That would be pretty bad. It's not even really funny, but yeah, I think it is really looking like the pressure is on for Digital Currency Group. And then if Digital Currency Group goes down, does that mean that Gemini goes down? Gemini's saying it's only Gemini Earn, but who knows these days? I mean, it's just you kind of have to take them for their word. That's really what it comes down to. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think the most likely scenario will be for Bitcoin really having that next leg down? Is it Tether? Is it Coinbase? Is it Genesis? Is it the Digital Currency Group? Is it Gemini? I think it's looking right now most likely is Digital Currency Group, because every other one, it's very speculative. It's like, for example, Coinbase. People are saying they're insolvent mainly based off the fact that they refuse an audit. They don't want to pick up the hood, and Coinbase would say that it's for security concerns. It's complicated. Are they telling the truth or not? I don't know, but the pressure is not as big. It's not as big as when you have also Tether. It's like there's no pressure really. I mean, they have been providing liquidity for people that they have been paying people, that they have been letting people cash out, one for one. So they have the money for that. There's no serious, full court press. But Genesis is really in distress. There's full court press. People in Gemini Earn, the Winklevoss twins, they want their money back for their depositors. And the clock is ticking on the loan that Digital Currency Group, the promise that Digital Currency Group had basically for them to give them some sort of to pay back the loan that Genesis owns. I think it was by March it's over. I don't know. The clock is ticking for them. They're scrambling to find creditors who would give them some cash, or investors who would give them some liquidity so they could patch things up. But they're looking like the ones scrambling. But you know what? At this point, everything's just, all bets are off. Everything's unpredictable. Nobody saw FTX going down until maybe 2 days before it happened. So who knows? Who knows? But we got 44 watching. Please like this video if you're enjoying. Hit the subscribe button. And if you please can just take a second to put your email down in the list in the description, I would really, really appreciate it.